Hey, what's going on, crew? Welcome back in. We're in Farm Sim 22. We're building our first farm. This is going to be our very first build. We got an old farm that's been dilapidated, needs to be rebuilt, and today we're going to take care of it. We got a bunch of open land. Let's get to work on this, guys. Pitter patter. That's right, finally building a brand spanking new farm, somewhat from scratch. Like I said, we've taken over an old farmland area and we're going to rebuild it and see what we can do with this. It's going to take a bit of work, guys. It's going to take just a little bit of work. Today, oh boy, we've got to see what we can do with this. You know what? It's been designated a bit of a historical site, so we can't delete anything. Yeah, you guys know how it is, right? Yeah, that's right. The old barn, the house, the silo, the other barn, the other barns. None of it can come down. And it's like falling apart, so we can't even get into them. Just don't worry about it. Go with it. Just go with the flow. Yeah, just go with it. Just go with it, crew. It's what it is. It is what it is. These are closed due to drought. Yeah, you guys get it.
It's government property all around us, so you know nobody's going to build.
So fortunately, we do have some land down here that we can build on and make this so this all kind of works again. As soon as we can figure out what we're going to do down here. Now, this was, I believe, a pig farm. Yeah, a fairly old pig farm, a little over 100 years old, the Evergreen Farmstead. So, guys, I think that would only be conducive to maybe if we rebuilt this and, you know what, put it back to its former glory and made it back into a proper pig farm again. We're going to need some things like, well, we're going to need a silo, of course, for some grains. We're going to need some more sheds. And, you know, if we want to do a pig farm, of course, we're going to need some pigsties. We're going to have to get, some swine on this thing, I think. We're going to have to figure this all out. So, let's get to building and see what we can come up with. Oh boy, the awesome build tool. All right, there we are. We're rocking the Case IH Sweaty, the hoodie, and we've got the 1455 sitting behind us, a couple Brent cards there, ready to rock to get into some fields here and do some work. But before we get into the work, we got to get into these fields and build. Now, as much as, like I said, I love to destroy some of these buildings and make some more space, make it so we got a little more room down here. Well, we're not allowed to. So government's come in and said, yeah, no way, you guys can't do that. Those are historical sites, Klutch. Those are historical. So instead, we're going to be moving out into these fields out here and seeing if we can expand this farm. Now, first things first, we do need to think about the silo. Silo is going to be our first thing. We're going to figure out how we're going to do this. I may end up having to make another driveway of sorts in here. The problem we're going to run into, of course, is, well, if we take any large trucks in, there's not a lot of room through the back of this farm to get into a silo system. I mean, we could kind of scooch in around the back side of the house, and then over here, there's just not a lot of space. And I'd rather not have trucks go all the way through that, and I think that could cause us some problems. We have some bigger trailers. So I'm thinking the silo system may have to come out to the front, and maybe we can put the some of the stuff near the back for our sheds around the water tower there. We'll see how far we can get and how close we can get to that. So let's start off. Let's see if we can clean some of this stuff up here. I think these sunflowers, unfortunately, have to go. Well, at least this here is easy enough. Now, as for our silo system, we don't have a lot of options of right now, at least. I would love to go with the Meridian bins, go with something along those flat bottom bins, but I don't want to deal with the auger system on this particular farm. We're just going to get something small, 400,000 liters. We'll keep it simple, and we're going to build this. Now, I do want to build this kind of on the way in. So this is the main road into our farm. I'm going to build this down in this section right now just so we can loop around. My plan is we'll back these up so they're facing this direction right here. And then the trucks can kind of come in off the one side. They can actually pull a loop around the bins themselves, the silo, or they can go straight into the farm. We're going to double this up. Of course, we want to give them a little bit of space there so that things aren't too much. And we're going to have to soften that a little bit with the terrain editor. It looks good there. Cool. That looks great. Now let's see if we can wrap the roads around. I do want to leave space here for a shed of some kind, and then back on this side, my plan is this here whole area back over here is all going to be kind of like your staging area. I like having a big open parking lot, basically, where we can park equipment and get things set up for harvest or planting season, whatever it might be. Now, I do need to make some roads in here just so I have an idea of exactly what we're dealing with, giving a little bit of an idea. I'll just paint this in quickly, just so we have an idea of what we're going to need for size. Get rid of all this, yeah. And there we go. Make it so it's kind of a curve coming in. Cool. We'll probably actually paint this all the way in here and then leave the dirt road going straight to that west, I guess that direction is. And now this one here is going to go straight up this way here. So I'm going to take this and just kind of go whoop all the way up. And yet we're going to have another one here that loops around and heads back out of the farm as well. So if we need to go back on out, we have one road that's going to do that. So that's kind of the overall design. Gives me a base to work with at least. And from there, we can start building. I want to put a shed in here. Now, in all honesty, I find most of the sheds we have access to are a little bit on the big side. We can't really get one that's small enough for the area that I want. Other than this one here, I'm going to turn this to... Do we have a blue color on this? Oh, we had a blue color. We have something in blue. Nothing that kind of matches that building over there. Yeah, nothing really that matches it. So instead, we're probably going to go actually with a red. Keep it farm red, right? Got to keep it farm red. Let's go with that. We'll place this back a little bit. And so we have a little bit of space here. We're going to right back up against this fence line. Make sure we're nice and square. So you guys still need to be careful. It still drops down a little bit and puts a bit of a flattened terrain in because we're on a bit of a hillside. You can see here I was far enough away that it didn't really affect the fence. I thought it might for a sec, but I think we're going to be okay. We got the one lonely sunflower still there. That's perfect, actually. It looks cool. All right, let's just paint a little bit on this so I have an idea what I'm looking at, just so I can kind of judge exactly how big this is going to be. Just mark this in. Awesome. All right. So from there, I do need to put a bigger garage still. This is still like almost like a storage annex. Think of it that way. The only thing we have that we can store things in right now is the old dilapidated shed. And I want to make something a little bit more substantial. Now, I'm thinking maybe on this side, and we're going to put our pigs at the back. And with that shed as well, let's turn this into our farm office. I mean, like I said, we got some big shops up here. Of course, this one, once again, we have the certain coloring options. Let's go to the red this time. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. They're back to the red. So it matches the shed that's right across the road. And I'm going to line this up right here. We're going to have the windows kind of facing our parking area. We have access to this. Let's see here. We'll go right off that. Let me think how I'm going to put that doorway. Put a little bit of spot there so you can park up against the building itself. See if we can get this lined up the way I want. Kind of like that there. Kind of open enough. We still have room to get vehicles over and into the parking areas. It's a lot of cash, mind you. Holy $500,000. That's a lot of cash. Okay, we'll slap this right in that neck of the woods right about there. And we should be good. Once again, quickly paint this up so we have a little bit of an idea of exactly what our footprint is and what we're going to be looking at. I don't want this to join the silo. I want the silo to kind of stay separate. So I want a different road to kind of come in this backside over here so they're separated to some degree at least. Something along like this. And then this is just going to come over here and join right here. Funny thing is, there was actually a road up here. You can kind of see where the grass is different. I should have left that almost. And we could have worked with that. Oh well, it's all good. We're working with what we got right now. It's going to join up over here. We'll actually open this up here. So it's all in one. Perfect. And then there we go. Kind of have an idea what's going to look like for our parking areas at least. We'll fence this all in at some point. And then back along up here as well. And then same with these doors. We do have to landscape this area. But I think like staff parking, that kind of thing can be up along the side here. And of course, we've got bay doors along the back here that we have to take into account as well. So this is going to have to be another entrance. We'll have to come in off of here. Something along these lines. And then this is going to come over. We'll perfect all this afterwards, like I said, guys, just to give us an idea of what kind of footprint we're going to be looking at here. And I might want to join it with this one here, actually. We'll join that with that road and make that come in. There we go. So we have a bit of a very rough idea. Oh, man, there we go. Of what we're going to be looking for as far as our roadways go, at least coming back over here. Now all we got left to do, well, we need the sty, we need the pig area. We're going to need some extra like feeding silos, that kind of stuff. All right, time for some pigs. Let's launch this in. Let's clean this up quickly. This field's got to go. Now, I want to place this far enough away from our farm. I mean, for aesthetic reasons, you don't want your pig farm or pig sties right next to your main barns and your house and everything, of course. So, I mean, if I could get a little bit further away, it'd be fine. But you know what? We're going to put it down in this kind of corner here. So it's easy accessible, kind of away from our farm still. But still, yeah, easily accessible is what I'm looking at. Let's see if we can kind of just place this in. Now, I don't want anything over top the main road. So, like, I don't want the slurry trough to be hanging off the road. I want this to be separate. Make it a whole separate section. We'll work with that a little bit later on. Make sure we leave a little bit of space from the road so it doesn't interfere. And if it does change the actual terrain, we're kind of enough away. We can build a road and fence that in a little bit. And then, of course, make sure we're square. So that looks pretty good right about there. So that's our first one. Like I said, these hold 270 each. Now, I'm going to place a second one as well. And what I want to do with this one is I actually want to flip this. So it's the opposite direction. That way, our feed is all on the same road. So you can see we've got the silos for each of these pigsties on the same spot. That way, when we comes to feed, we don't need to go on a different spot. It's all going to be in the exact same location. It's going to be one area for feeding, and that's all we need to worry about since we're going to be spending most of our time trying to feed these guys more than anything. See if I can get it nice and squared up again. Should be on the same axis, so I shouldn't need to twist this at all. Looks pretty close right about there. How'd that look out? Yeah, see, that's all right there. We'll have a nice big major road come through here now. And let's work on that. Grab the sculpting tool, do some painting as well here. Make this a little bit bigger. Make it a touch bigger. Just kind of feed it through. And like I said, we'll need to do some painting to make it look nice and good. Get some grass growing in here. That looks all right. Shrink this down a little bit. Bring that in. We've got this one already kind of done up there. And then same with the other side, of course. We'll need to take care of these. You know what? We might make these into a brown one instead. Make them just like a dirt road. Since this is not one we're going to be accessing all that much in the grand scheme of things. This is going to be kind of just here and there. Every once in a while, we'll be coming up this way. We may make that into more of a path at some point. And then same with going around the backside of this. I'm just going to make this so it's one dirt road that kind of does it. So we'll do the same thing all the way around. All right, that actually don't look too bad. We've got a little dirt road. Like I said, it goes around our pigsties. We got the main feeding line right down there. I'm gonna make this look a little bit actually. I'm not really happy with it. It looks way too clean. Way too clean. Let's see if we can kind of just make it a little dirtier. All right, lastly for our builds, like I said, we need some silos. We need some fuel as well. I'm gonna put a fuel tanker down right over here. That should be good right there, I think. That looks like a cool spot for it. We got a little road that kind of zips in behind. We got our shop right there, and then we need fertilizer, seed, all that fun stuff as well. We need some silos for that. I'm going to put them down this road over here. Turn this into kind of our area for all that fun stuff. Kind of out of the way a little bit, but still fairly accessible. Perfect. Put that right up against the wall. Go up to, what do we got? Fertilizer station. Same thing here. And what else we got up here? Well, we still need some seed as well. We'll put some seed and stuff in this karma one. I do need water as well. We'll have to worry about that anyways. Can we slap that in between? That'd be nice if we could put it right in between, right? No luck, though. Cool. Looks good. And just a water for funsies. I'm going to move this away, though. I don't want that by our fertilizer, of course. And this looks like a bit of an older one, so I think it's going to be up with, like, the older equipment, the older barns up here. Just up in the corner. Just out of the way. Kind of up in the side here. So if we do need water, we can fill right here. It's available to us. Perfect. All right. Now we need to make things pretty. We need some trees. We need some fences. Now, as for fences, we've already got white fences here, so I'm going to have to go with some of that. As much as I wouldn't mind changing it up, we have quite a few options for fences, but we're going to continue along the lines of those. So I'm going to see if I can carry on from this one. Unfortunately, I can't connect directly to this, which is kind of sucky. What do you do, though? So I'm going to pull it in beside. How's it going to look if it's right beside? Let me do that? I mean, I can almost build it like right into that other post. It'll let me do that. There we go. Now there we go. So how far away are we? We're like, what, 3-4 inches away. I think that's as good as it's going to get right now until we can find a way to dig in closer to those. And then I'm simply just going to come up, slap this around, come straight up again. In fact, I'm going to build a nice little corner out of this one just to make it look pretty. You know what? The fence line itself could probably just stay up here and then go against the building like this. I'm not too worried about this being fenced in. That's a nice to have. I don't really like how I didn't go 90s. Let me fix this up. I didn't do a 90. We got to fix that. So that's got to get fixed. It's got to be almost perfect. Otherwise it's going to look funny. Like right to there and then right in. There we go. That looks closer to a 90. Yeah, there we go. Then at least it's kind of lined up with the front of the building. This side I'm not going to worry too much about. This is fine the way it is. But we're going to build some fence lines over here as well. All right, guys, there you have it. There is our pig farm. We've got a room for a little over 550 head of pigs or sties. We've got a little grazing field I've built in behind that. We may turn that into more pig areas. We'll see if we want to go up to 1,000. We possibly could easily just do that. And behind that, of course, we've got our feeding area, feed silos, and then the main shop buildings in behind that. I think it all come together fairly nicely. It's kind of a modernization of the old farm that was here, the old pig farm. And now we just got to bring some equipment down here, more equipment, and get this thing up and running. I think it's looking pretty good, though. I do need a bigger silo, I think. The silo's a bit too small. We got room. We can always upgrade that silo in that spot where it is. Make ourselves use a little bit more, I don't know, useful for this. Not quite the size we're going to need. I think we'll need to upgrade that. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this build today. Slap the like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Have a great day, folks. This is Klutch. The Elm Creek Pig Farm. What are we going to call this? We got to call this something. The Bacon Farm. I don't know yet. We'll figure something out. Let me know down in the comments. Have a good day, folks. See you next time.